Question everything, but the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you know, when you look at the circumstances of how you got all these Aboriginal Negroes of America, true American INs, who are scholars of Africa's history, Egyptian history, and they go around America teaching our people about Africa and teaching our people about Egyptian history. And I noticed one thing, that white supremacy don't like us, and it don't back stuff that uplift us and empower us. But yet still, you got all these African Negro scholars running around teaching our people that we're from Africa, we're African Americans and all this crap. But you don't got no scholars being promoted to teach American history and teach about the pyramids of America and teach about the Sphinx that was in America and teach about the Negroes that's on the walls of the pyramids of America. Nobody's really promoting that, but they'll promote African and Africa this and Africa that all day, even though I'm standing on the soil of America. Been on the soil of America. My grandparents didn't tell me I was from Africa. They said I was the true American INs, that we always been here. That's what my grandparents told me, and that it was a facade and a lie that we was from Africa, to steal our lands right here from up under our feet, right here in the Americas. And then when you go around America, you always hear Negroes talk about how they have some Indian in them. And I always tell the people, we the original people. How do we got some of anything in us? It would be the other way around. We the original people. Melanin becomes before everything. We the dominant species of DNA. So if anything, others are running around with some of us in them, not the other way around, thus making us the original of everything. But this is not being taught in Americas. They going all out to teach that you're not from this land. Why? They don't teach other nations that they're not from this land. How can you possibly trust a people who Holocaust massacred and genocide your people's system on teaching you where you from, but won't give you a bill passed protection against their racism and their hate crimes against you? Even though on their federal census of ethnic hate crimes of America, the federal census says you're number one to be hated in the country, where the Democratic Party knows and the Republican Party knows, and neither one of them moved on protecting you. They both know you've been Holocaust massacre, genocide, Jim Crow law, KKK, all sorts of stuff, race riot out of your communities, prominent communities destroyed, but none of them is advocating for you to get reparations solely to your people in the form of your land back and wealth to mechanize your land. They're not doing it. But you trust them to tell you you're not from here. Man, y'all better stop playing games with yourselves. You're the original here. You was here before anybody else got here. You was on the planet before anybody else got here. But yet, they gonna tell you we all from one place. That's their story. What's ours? Because at the end of the day, in order to get our true story, we got to come together. We got to investigate and research for ourselves, because they're not going to do it. What's in the Grand Canyon? Why is it shut down? What happened out there? What happened in Great Memphis, Tennessee, and all the mounds and everything in St. Louis and many other places? What really went on? These are the things we really need to know, because they're not teaching it. What was the Mississippi River called before the Mississippi River? What was the names here before they got here? See, these are things you need to know. Because when you know these things, then you can understand how they shrouded you, changed you, lied to you, tricked you, and stole all the things that they got from you. They don't show you the real artifacts of the Americas. They don't show you the real information of America. They give you their story. Napoleon Bonaparte said history is just a set of lies agreed upon. Well, who agreed upon them? That's the question. Who agreed upon them? It wasn't us. But it's a famous quote. So somebody agreed upon selling the whole world lies. And you don't think you've been lied to? You think your people who started off and still is your enemy going to tell you the truth? Going to really give you your identity to help uplift you? Do your communities look like they uplift? Or do they look like they deprive the resources while everybody else communities are getting resources left and right? Loans and grants to open up small businesses in their communities as well as yours. Because you don't got a black community no more, aboriginal Negro community no more. You got a minority community. Did you vote for that? Did you do it? Or did they do it? And just left you there. Now you go to your communities and everybody else from every other nation got stores and businesses all up and down your community, but it's hard to find one of yours. Hard to find a Negro business in your own community. Who owning all the houses in your community? Are you or are you renting? You think this is by accident? You think they got rid of all the black Wall Streets all around America by accident? Well, you better start asking yourself some real questions. What's really going on with the Americas? What's the real reality of the Americas that they got hidden from you? And let's dig it up together. Because at the end of the day, I'm not trying to look way overseas on where I'm from before I start looking right at my feet on where I stand. Got to do that first before I can look anywhere else. And the moment you look where your feet stands at, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find out where your home's at. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace.